Hello guys, you are free to make the next step. The fog has been lifted, I guess for a while. As you see in the background, there is no fog at the moment. And we are able to turn around and look at which path does it seem to be the right one. We can see more clearly now. And as you are on this spider web of your current energetic and emotional level, you are able to check which path does it seem to be the most appropriate one. Which one do you think you should walk on? And you should trust the intuition on this one and just make a step forward. So what I want to say is that sometimes in life there is foggy moments, and sometimes in life there are clear moments. And when the clear moments come, we are able to see further and decide for one of those options. We do not know if this would be the right decision, but we need to be brave to decide, because it's important to walk further and to make the new step. The worst thing is to be on standstill, and you know what they say, when you slow down, you are actually going back. And the fog was somehow helping us to recover and get some strength before making this next step and before we invest this energy. Me personally, now I feel a lot more energetic and I feel a lot more clear about what I want and where to go. And as you walk this next step, it's important to know that you should choose the option that is the most aligned with your intuition. So when you think about the option, where do you feel this urge to do it? In your head or in your body? If it's your body, then it's intuition. And if it's intuition, you should walk it. You should walk it and try it out and see, maybe it's the right one. Maybe it's not the right one. We'll see what happens. But the important thing at this moment is that there should be no restrictions. We should not be chained down by expectations of others or standards of others. These should be only our standards. So it means that probably you will get some option to choose from, like a safe option and not so safe option that your intuition says is the right one. And this not so safe option will most probably sooner or later trigger your shadow side of you. What do I mean with shadow side? Like Carl Jung said, those are all repressed patterns, all repressed parts of us that we have repressed in the past in order to conform to the norms of the society, already as children, as young adults, and as grown-ups as well. We have some wishes, we have some parts of us that are not acceptable for society, or they were not acceptable for our family or whatever, but they are not supposed to be acceptable. And in order to be safe as children and to have protectors like mother and father, and to be safe and have all the, how do you say, support in order to grow up and enjoy our youth, we made a lot of these, how can I say, denials of ourselves in order to fit in order to get all this support and love and everything we needed. But now the time has come, as Carl Jung say, for individuation. For sure, if you're watching this video, you're on the path of individuation or you're thinking about it. Individuation only means let's already grown up, let's own our complete selves, not only the parts that fit into society or are likable, but also the parts that are not likable. Also the parts that people sometimes get stuck with when they interact with us. Some people will not want to interact with us because they will see certain parts of us that they cannot handle. And when I say shadow self, there are two approaches to shadow self. You can approach it as a villain and use this shadow self as superpower to make harm in the world, to pay back to people that hurt you, to make problems to people in general, society, just because you're angry, just because you are depressed, and just because you would just like to give back people what you feel inside, all the pain, all the suffering, and you want to bring it back to other people that hurt you or just people in general. And there is the other decision where your shadow self and all everything that happened to you in life and all that you repressed will be used in a hero story. A hero story is a decision not to be a villain, but the one that protects all those people from the villains. So the hero decided that they will use their powers and their darkness as well and their light to help people, to grow something in the world, to change the world, to help the world move on. And in order to do that, they decided that they will incorporate their shadow self into a holistic person that they are. I've heard a good video yesterday about the self-improvement programs, how they focus on the things that trigger you to work on them, not to be triggered anymore. And it's a good approach, but we have to know that those triggers could stay all of our lives. Some not, some yes. And those triggers also serve us because they show us there is something more to do about ourselves, to invest in ourselves, to do this self-development, I would say, but not in the way of the villain, but in the way of the hero. To be aware of your darkness, to be aware of your hurts and your pain and everything you have inside of you, but you own it. You own it and you use it responsibly in order to bring out your superpower. The superpower is meant in the way that this is part of you that is native to you and you know how to use it. But if you use it in villain aspect and you actually hurt people by using it, then of course it's not productive. But if you decide that you will understand this part of yourself and you will know how to use it in order to get more power in your life, and in order this power to be used for your progression, and you think about, okay, how can this shadow part of myself help me in my path and in my achievements, but not in destructive way, but in the constructive building kind of way. So when you are deciding for this new step, which approach on the spider web you will use in order to come to its center, follow your intuition. Your intuition will tell you where to go. Even if that path will bring you back to the start or some other part of the spider web that is a start as well, it was meant to be done. It was meant to be experienced. Sometimes when I think about spider webs, it's like maybe we need to do all the approaches from the edge of the spider web towards the center in order to progress. Or maybe not. Depends. I would say that it's a miscellaneous kind of approach. Sometimes you get what you need to do because you manage to integrate this part of yourself quite fast, and sometimes it just doesn't work. And you need to do all the approaches in order to grow properly. So this moment, just take a leap of faith, whichever decision this might be. For me, the leap of faith is probably connected to romantic relationships. We'll see about that. And, just start the first step. It's been time since you did some real step that you are aware of. And just do it. Just make it happen, and you'll see that everything will come out great. It's Thursday. The weekend is approaching, and for sure, just take time for yourself, this step, and we'll get in touch sooner or later.